I have witnessed all of your hardships, even the ones you choose to conceal, my child. You felt for a long time that no one was paying attention to you or hearing what you had to say. You navigated through confusion, taking on burdens that others put on you, and hiding your true self for their convenience. I want you to know that the period of silent preparedness is coming to an end. My soft hand guiding you in a different direction was what seemed like waiting, or perhaps a retreat. There will be a significant reveal at this very moment. You'll soon see why did doors close? Why did certain roads constrict? And why did that peaceful moment feel so profound? What I'm about to explain will eliminate every fake identity you've adopted and every bogus narrative that has obscured your genuine value. You'll start to see with clarity intended for this particular time. I was there at every peaceful moment, my darling. I observed your consistent compassion even when it was not reciprocated, and your cool patience when solutions were not yet apparent. The recent passage of time was meant to reveal your inner strength rather than to highlight your shortcomings. I can show you more today because of the unwavering spirit I saw. You are ready to see more clearly, form a stronger connection, and have a greater impact. This is about the solid core I discovered in you, not about perfection. My dear, difficult circumstances are more about how you handled yourself than they are about making perfect decisions. It has to do with your inner serenity when things stayed the same, when justice seemed to be lacking, or when your goals were not recognized. You persevered despite being tired and uncertain, to your willingness, your belief, and your delicate heart. Your most significant inquiries were respectfully made. Because you persevered despite the difficulty of maintaining your composure, even your most trying times brought you closer to me. I'm happy to inform you now. You've successfully navigated this period. You won because you stuck with me through everything, not because you avoided conflict. Not from having all the answers, but from being steady in the face of weak knowledge. You didn't simply do last. You defended who you really were when external forces attempted to change who you are. It's evident what this is about you. These tests were unexpected. However, your true nature showed me your heart. My child, you didn't let bitterness to harden you. You didn't allow peaceful moments mislead you or use them as an excuse to detour from your path. You are now experiencing a new level of influence in your life. This is something you have just arrived at, rather than something you stole by force. Now is the time to realize your true worth, to be observed. You'll soon realize that your personal struggles were, in fact, a step in the right direction. You're going to understand how what appeared to be a dry period was actually preparing you for a more significant goal. I never intended to cause you any trouble. I wanted to uplift your spirit in the face of any obstacle. I'm confident you'll make wise use of what I have to give. Now, the period of inner becoming is giving way to external manifestation. Your invisible efforts will eventually yield noticeable outcomes. It's not because you requested it, but because you maintained your composure. And what I am going to reveal will validate what your inner self has always known to be true. My darling, your comprehension has been obscured by some veils. I did not create those veils. Thoughts, presumptions, incorrect teachings, and hurtful words have clouded your vision, causing you to perceive your own life, your journey, and your ties in ways I never intended. You were told who you should be before you could understand who you truly were. You were confined to boundaries established by others, those who project their own concerns, shortcomings, and need for control onto you. This took place gradually via several exchanges of words, glances, and rules, until their opinions overpowered your inner knowledge. To feel desired, you altered who you were. You behaved in certain ways to get favor. You gave in to the demands of those who said they knew what was best for you. The unique characteristics of your actual self become less apparent as a result. But I never stopped watching, kid, above you. I've always known who you really are. I'm removing the false masks you believed you had to put on in order to be accepted by others. The lies that kept you hidden and made you feel like you were either too much or not enough are being undone by me. Your purpose was not to diminish yourself. You weren't made to match someone else's concept. From your innermost self, you bear a distinct mark. This cannot be taken away by any outside idea, previous mistake, or worldly claim. You spent a lot of time trying to fit in with what other people thought. Every one of while diminishing the very aspects of yourself that were most radiant. But in order to cope, I'm returning what you covered. I am bringing forth the aspects of you that have been silenced by doubt and making them known with assurance. Your genuine self has always been molded by who you are while you are with me, not by what you did. You were supposed to display something genuinely authentic. This explains why you frequently felt alone, my dear. This demonstrates why even your accomplishments failed to bring about enduring peace. In your heart, your spirit was aware that you were pretending to be someone you weren't. However, that period of time is over. The part of you that knows you are already deeply held and does not seek attention from others. The part of you that acts from an established truth within and does not seek acceptance. My kid, you don't have to look for my strength. It resides inside you. Accept the truth that has always been yours and let go of things that never really belong to you. Pay close attention to what I have to say, my dear, and you'll feel an inward awakening. This changes your self-perception, the things you attract, the language you use, and the course of your life. Your worth won't be impacted by what other people think of you. Any worldly thought will not disrupt the serene certainty that will settle within. Resting in the profound reality of your being is the source of this. This truth wakes your innermost self in addition to releasing you. What I'm about to tell you validates your true self and shows you how your life unfolds when you live from that authentic inside. You understand what it's like to put forth your best effort, yet remain invisible. Being ignored in silence has harmed you more than any scathing remark in the past. You may have had a query in your heart during those quiet times. Does anyone really see me? But now, my darling, I speak to you in words that dispel all uncertainty and make all truths clear. I have never missed you, my darling. Not even for a second. I followed every step of your path with complete attention, even when others didn't truly see you. Take care. I was creating something powerful inside of you as others went their own way. You are more than just a number. You are more than only a component of something bigger. You're not waiting for your turn on the periphery. I know why your path has been so difficult, my kid. You carried a hefty load for a very good cause. A burden that seemed excessive given the situation. I saw every aspect of your adventure. Because of this, you faced difficulties that others did not. This explains why your journey has seemed unique, alone, and frequently misinterpreted. You are not here by accident, my darling. Your strong feelings weren't a disadvantage. They helped you develop your inner strength. I have paid close attention to your life's adventure. You don't earn your worth. It already forms the core of your identity. I'm leading you now, accelerating your progress in the direction of the very reason I sent you here in the first place. I took you along a less direct path to strengthen your commitment, rather than to bring you difficulty. To move, you had to remain resolute without seeking permission from others, ahead when things weren't obvious, and to continue when others stopped. This is due to the fact that what lies ahead depends on your inner fortitude. You are now ready to have a big influence. I was more interested in your willingness to follow my advice than in what you accomplished. You maintained your composure when your will faltered because you had my own power. Others will now perceive that I have surrounded you with profound comprehension and lucid awareness. You'll enter circumstances that used to bother you, possessing a serene strength that developed within you in peaceful moments. You are not the same person who endured those trials. As you move on, you carry a silent fire inside. This is a result of having a great deal of faith in me, rather than striving harder. I am now revealing significant tasks for you, while I rest in that knowledge. You don't have to push yourself or look for recognition. All you need will show up if you just go with confidence and appropriate opportunity. Real relationships. I never stopped seeing you, my kid. You were getting ready for a moment when many people would see who you really were. What I'm about to divulge, my darling, will demonstrate not just my unwavering attention to detail, but also how I withheld the greatest things until you were ready for them. Some elements were delayed, kept for the appropriate moment, rather than removed or refused. You expressed the deepest desires in your heart. You patiently waited. You wanted to understand, maybe because you felt like you were lacking something. However, the delay you endured was not a mistake. It all came down to my impeccable timing. I kept certain positive things apart, not because you weren't valuable, but rather because your inner strength wasn't ready to fully embrace what was meant for you. Certain benefits must be withheld until you have the strength to bear them. Now, I say this with definite aim, my beloved. Now the thing that held you back is letting go. The burdens are falling away. This calm time of preparation is coming to an end, and the prepared material is currently on its way, and so on. You've completed your testing period. You persevered through protracted, difficult moments when there was no discernible movement. You maintained your trust, nonetheless. You faced the weight of other people's expectations, the impulse to retreat, and the silent misgivings. But something substantial was being prepared in that steady perseverance. Piece by piece, something enduring was emerging, but you were unable to predict what would come next. What was suppressed is now prepared to emerge. When it does appear, it will do so swiftly and completely. This quickness will appear abrupt, yet it is the inevitable result of your unwavering trust. Your silent faithfulness has led to this revelation. When aspects of your life that seemed meaningless suddenly take off, don't be shocked. When possibilities that previously eluded you now come your way, don't be shocked. Discussions that used to ignore you now focus on who you really are. This is no accident, my dear. This is how everything that I have meticulously arranged has unfolded. Nothing can stop this once it starts. Not an outside force or an opposition force. Plans, no one else. And no prior situation. Now closed routes will open up. Waiting times will give way to genuine intimacy. Your dreams will come true, transforming your yearning into a genuine sense of belonging. This new reality will be obvious to both you and those observing, my dear. They'll watch you travel. They'll see how it turns out. You have yearned for consistent comprehension, inner strength, real transformation, and solid grounding for yourself, my darling. These subdued cravings will now start to appear gradually in your life. Before everyone realizes it, you will sense this truth rising inside you. It will turn around, and you will realize it. Your existing circumstance is evolving. Letting go is a problem. What was hidden will shortly come to light. Even if you don't understand it yet, bonds are getting stronger. These changes are coming now, my darling. They are not far away. Remember this, my darling. Keep your heart steady while everything moves swiftly. Don't let the upcoming speed, too, take your attention away from me. As these positive things materialize, be steadfast. Continue listening to my unambiguous advice. Your attention should be on me, not merely what happens, despite all that is fresh around you. I'm not just giving you what you want. As these things emerge, I am guarding your inner center. Along with everything you get, I'm giving you keen awareness so you can take good care of it. What comes to you is not just for your personal peace of mind. It accomplishes a bigger goal. It will provide you with more than you require. It will affect other people. It will awaken something in those who see you, even if they are unable to identify it. Thus, get your inner self ready. Your profound desire will quickly take on its full form if you let go of the things that burden your thoughts and emotions. You will have complete insight in what follows. My darling, you won't have missed anything previously, but your comprehension will now be complete. I guided you in ways you didn't always see completely. Then, even though it was difficult, you let go of your beliefs. You made your own decision even if others disagreed, putting their faith in my gentle prod above their forceful remarks. A simple comprehension soothes your soul. This inner conviction is now becoming a constant within you, my darling. You won't ask someone who can't see well for directions. You won't need other people's approval to proceed. Your path will always be illuminated by the truth you possess. You won't require permission to step with a gentle sureness. Even the people who earlier made you doubt yourself will notice a significant change in you. Your answers will be original. Your hold on, and what emerges will get stronger. Your attention will no longer be on what has been done. You will stop looking for paths that are closed. You will obtain what comes from resting in me, and your worries will be allayed. I'm not only responding to your questions, I'm balancing what is for you with your innermost wants. This acute awareness lasts. It's solidifying inside of you. It will guide your choices, show you where you really belong, strengthen your relationships with other people, and steer your activities in the direction of long-term good. You'll know who to trust, my child. You'll know how to use your strengths most effectively. You'll be able to tell when to take action and when to relax. You won't let fleeting feelings influence you. The certainty that comes from being close to me will guide you. I'm removing your uncertainty and giving you unwavering faith. From now on, my darling, uncertainty will not control your course. It's gone. My darling, a profound silence calms your thoughts and a route becomes evident. Accept this reality right now. What I'll tell you next will hone your comprehending and exposing what has long awaiting your complete faith. My darling, forces that are not really you have obscured your clear view. Your genuine sight has been obscured by other people's ideas, unfulfilled hopes, erroneous notions, and incomplete perspectives. This caused you to view your relationships, your path, and yourself through eyes that weren't really yours. Others spoke about you and formed their opinions of you before you had a complete understanding of who you were. You were constrained by the boundaries established by those who cast their own concerns, their own mistakes, and their own ambition to dominate you. With each phrase, glance, and expectation they established, this gradually took place until their thoughts began to seem more powerful in your heart than your own profound understanding. As a result, it became difficult to see your true self. However, my darling, I never took my eyes off of you. I never lost sight of who you really were. The gap between you and realizing who you were destined to be is closing now. I'm taking off every covering, every concealed lie, every fuzzy idea, every voice, even those with good intentions that prevented you from being really honest. I'm relocating them. The concepts that emerged from tormented souls that couldn't find peace for themselves are being released by me. I am relieving the thoughts that limited your options and made you seek approval from those who weren't supposed to guide you. Even the compliments that used to bind you to the person you are now no longer. I'm also releasing you from it. You're not supposed to, my darling, live inside the perception of who you really are, held by others. However, I am now revealing your actual vision. What was hidden is now visible. You will now see that external factors were the source of the burden you believed you had to bear. You held some weighty emotions that weren't really meant for you. They were incorrect pieces of advice that you were given. This is the end of it all. You are now relieving yourself of a great burden, my dear. The false beliefs about oneself, the tasks that don't seem right, and the ongoing discomfort are all leaving. You are returning to your true freedom, the type that lets your entire self come to life. I am now revealing your self-perception. I'm changing the ideas that other people forced onto you. You'll think about it, my kid, and you'll understand why you believed untrue stories about yourself. Your true freedom will ignite a deep strength within you, not in a flash, but as a steady river. People who influenced how you see yourself may not understand this shift. They might fight against your new understanding because they felt secure in your previous ambiguity. However, this won't stop me from disclosing what I am. You have fresh perspectives, my child. There is no dread on the path ahead. You will soon move with a natural ability you didn't know you had. You will see what has been concealed. You'll understand sincere motives. You'll know just when to speak out and when to keep quiet. Not by accident, but because of a strong belief I instilled in you. My dear, even if this road can seem strange at first, this is the course you really want to take. Your innermost self has longed for this moment. I'm doing more than simply giving you your sight back. Additionally, I am strengthening your faith in your own wisdom. You won't doubt your decisions anymore. Every route you choose will bring you inner peace. Calm insight will guide you away from other people's demands. Opportunities will arise with new significance. Discussions will change their direction. Relationships will become more profound. You won't choose something that is just simple when you really see. So look with fresh eyes, my darling. You are no longer able to look past the ideas that other people have given you. I have placed a distinct understanding within your spirit, and you perceive it. This will be confirmed in the next understanding I offer you. You were meant to be profoundly understood, not to be disregarded. You recall those times, my kid. Travels that came to a sudden halt, deteriorating relationships, delayed acknowledgement. You doubted your own worth, posing, what weakness did you have? And why, despite giving your all, were you not chosen? No one really understood how much those rejections hurt you. You gave your whole self, not out of weakness. You dedicated your entire being to people, to aspirations, and to your surroundings. There was a hurt that no one else saw when you experienced quiet, remoteness, or being neglected. However, I saw it happen. And you have to understand today, my child, that the partings you lamented were not barriers, but the strategies I employed to keep you safe, even if they weren't obvious. I let them go. I cut out those roots. I let the quiet to grow, not to cause you sorrow, but to protect your actual self. You sensed emptiness. Nevertheless, you were being protected from avenues that might undermine your true self. Your actual purpose would have been obstructed by the ways you wished to cling. Your inner vigor would have been exhausted by the people you considered necessary. Things didn't go as planned because you were guided toward a more profound life, devoid of dishonesty, untarnished by inferior decisions. I allowed discomfort to remove what wasn't rightfully yours. My dear, you were not made to feel undeserving. It was done to help you rediscover who you really are. You have an intrinsic nature that existed before the world's definitions, a spirit that is firm, brave, full of goodness, and true. The false layers have to come off for your actual personality to show. My darling, you were truly freeing yourself, even if you believed you were losing your footing. Incorrect impressions of oneself. You felt like you were crumbling, yet all of your false beliefs were being dispelled. You were unaware that even your accomplishments had become a guard. Your hunger for genuine intimacy was hidden by your skills. Your triumphs were a cover for your desire to be fully recognized. As a result, what was fake became clear. I let certain foundations to fall apart, not because they were inherently bad, but rather because they were built upon a false impression about you. Relationships that perceived simply your actions rather than your own essence gradually vanished. Opportunities that saw your external form but failed to notice your inner essence ended. And although it was difficult, it was necessary. Because total soundness only arises from your true self, not from an appearance shaped by worries, past traumas, or other pressures. This is why the parts of you that sought approval were revealed. Your hidden aspects were revealed, not to bring shame upon you, but to complete you. Although the release seemed like a great deal of grief, it was also a tremendous healing. You weren't supposed to stay where you were just put up with. Rather, you were led to areas that genuinely resonate with your true self. Because someone who is not sincere cannot embrace what is coming your way. You have to be who you really are. Your whole existence is needed. My dear kid, you have to stand firmly in your reality in order to embrace what is in front of you. Despite its difficult moments, the journey you have taken had purpose. Each and every what was never really yours was gently taken away by hardship. You will now begin to feel the profound freedom of being who you truly are, my little child. The self I made, not the one that other people complimented. The pathways that are destined for you do not need you to be less than who you are. Now, the path that has been outlined for you is exactly in line with your true self. A profound, serene confidence will replace the uneasiness you previously had. This item demonstrates to you, my kid, that you are entering, rather than straying into what I've always had ready for you. What appears to be a fresh start is actually a gateway to complete understanding. The ties you now have, the support you get, the realizations you gain, and the opportunities that present themselves are all not random, my darling. They are unmistakable indicators that you have given up pursuing the transient and are now living in accordance with your true self. I kept these presents for a purpose, not simply to make you happy, but also so you would take great care of them. Had these been shown to you earlier, you may have merely retained them for your gain. However, you will suddenly see them as holy obligations. You'll realize that everything you're given has a purpose that goes beyond your own comfort. It is intended to encourage others around you. The roots that open up in front of you, my child, are meant to provide sanctuary to others, as well as for your own travel. Waiting was crucial because of this. What you now understand was once unattainable. You've demonstrated your inner fortitude. You've become wiser. I have total faith in you now. Thus, enter this unfolding period with a strong sense of purpose. As someone who has reached their entire potential, rather than someone starting over. This goes beyond the obvious. It is the realization of your true direction. There was purpose in every moment of your existence. Every hardship has a reason for being. What was shown to you was meant to reassure you of your true place, not to break you. My darling, I will always remember your predetermined part in my grand scheme. All you needed was room to develop into the person who was prepared to accept it. Now that you're clearly prepared, and the chance you've been waiting for has arrived. Not as a fresh start, but as the precise moment you enter all I have protected for you from the beginning. Even now, my darling, I still have painful memories that come to mind. Chances lost, bonds shattered. There are times when you give everything you have just to see those moments pass. When you reflect on these moments, you wonder what went wrong and why they ended when the goal in your heart seemed so obvious. But pay close attention, my kid. We didn't steal those pieces to hurt you. They weren't made to survive on the route I drew for you, so I let them go. I let them go to aid in your development, rather than to cause you grief. What was remained of your life was too weak to persevere on the path I outlined. It was never intended to last. You perceived their departure as a turn away from you, regardless of how firmly you grasped it. Actually, it was a step in the direction of something bigger. When they were gone, you experienced loss. However, room was being made. You weren't supposed to be bitter about what you no longer had, but to have faith in its more profound intent. Because what really counts is not just what provides solace right now, but also what endures in the face of adversity. Relationships that do more than just soothe your emotions. They protect your true calling. Opportunities and roles that do more than just win your approval. They encourage you to be authentic. You were preparing yourself for what your actual self truly desired. You wanted some folks would stay, endeavors you wished to pursue. You hoped your journey would go on forever. Nevertheless, their innermost wishes were not disregarded. They were carefully led. Those things halted, but you did not falter. They came to the conclusion that they were never intended to be long-lasting. My kid, what has vanished does not weigh down your inner being. Rather, I see you prepared to embrace something more valuable. A strong foundation is necessary for what is currently taking form, and passing linkages cannot be the foundation of such a basis. Thus, what was temporary was pushed away, not to expose any weaknesses in you, but to validate your calm disposition. Each conclusion was a step closer to your total preparedness. You were not intended to bear the burden of relationships that had outlived their usefulness. Therefore, in order to protect you, rather than to hurt you, everything that was unable to go with you was relinquished. What may have distracted you from your true path, sapped your energy, diverted you, or harmed the truth that was developing within of you was carefully set aside. And now, my dear, you will begin to realize that only the things that are truly powerful remain in your life. Now, what you have left is in line with your actual mission. You'll think about it and realize that nothing really important was ever taken, just what was useful for a short time. I let things go, not so that you would be empty, but so that I might offer you something that would last. What you are presently getting is very significant. It won't falter in the face of shifting emotions. When difficulties arise, it won't diminish. When you find inner peace again, it won't get any easier. It is rooted in reality and upheld by my unwavering presence. The relationships that are already developing will have profound significance. The responsibilities will now be evident. As you proceed, the avenues that become available to you won't disappear. They will lead you straight to your actual goal. And it won't conflict with what you let go of when this occurs. It will provide solace to areas of you that you were unaware were still in anguish. It will put an end to the silent uncertainty that caused you to distrust yourself when things changed. It will complete what you thought was broken. What's happening right now is more than just filling a void. It's a very new start. The pains of your past do not go away in the future. It provides them with purpose. My dear one, you will bear these experiences not as a burden, but as proof that wisdom can be gained from both gifts and loss. Thus, my dear, do not lament what has been lost. Let the emptiness you experience serve as the fertile foundation for your increased faith in me. My child, be aware of this. Wisdom is derived from more than just what you, both from what is taken away and from what is received. From now on, remember this fact at all times, my darling. It's not by coincidence that you're moving forward. My unwavering purpose guides you, and the current state will persist. You previously altered who you were in order to feel secure, my darling. You changed your look. You mute your innermost thoughts, and you diminished your own luminous soul, my darling. You did this in order to blend in with areas that didn't accept you for who you really are. You transformed your inner self in the hopes of acceptance and protected your sensitive heart to keep it secure. I witnessed you transforming your entire existence to conform to social norms, mastering the art of projecting strength while keeping your own self hidden. However, the facades you put up for security cannot permanently hide who you really are. For this reason, I allowed discomfort to eliminate what wasn't real. My dear, you are not being diminished. This was meant to guide you back to the special energy I instilled in you. You have a true core, my dear, long before the world attempted to inform you who ought to be. There is no pretension in its core. It is full of love, unflinching and steadfast in its defense of its own truth. All that concealed your actual nature had to be released for it to completely emerge. You were only letting go of the roles you had assumed, my child, but you felt your inner strength diminish. My darling, You felt like you were shattering, but I was only bringing out the best in you. My dear kid, even your perceived big achievements had started to mask the true longing for within you. Even though many people applauded your respected accomplishments, they were just a front for your profound desire to be recognized for who you truly are. Because of this, I let several situations end, not because they were flawed per se, but rather because they depended on anything other than your true self. Relationships that clung to a character you performed rather than your own self ended properly. Paths that acknowledged your outside look but failed to see your inner essence halted. Even if you were saddened by this, this was a really important procedure, youngster, because the future I have in store for you cannot be based on a false impression. The true self I put within of you is the only foundation upon which it can be constructed, free from anxiety, past traumas, or external demands. This is the exact reason why the aspects of yourself that you changed to gain acceptance were made public. Not to reveal your weaknesses, but to help you return to your full self. The secret spots where you held back were revealed. It was a great sadness to let go of these phony appearances, my dear youngster. However, it was a very significant return to your true self. In areas where you were only reluctantly welcomed, you were not permitted to stay. Rather, you were driven to areas that required your actual self. Because a false image cannot support what I'm about to commit to you. It demands the authentic you. It requires your entire being. It looks for someone who can be completely themselves in any circumstance, even if their actual presence differs from what people anticipate. This was the main cause of your, travel, my kid. Every challenging event helped you discover who you really were and let go of things that were never meant for you, even if you were unable to comprehend it at the time. You will now start to experience the liberation that comes from being who you really are. Not the version of yourself that other people find acceptable, but the version of myself that I have always wanted for you since the beginning. You'll realize that the roots that lie ahead of you don't require you to be less of who you are. The tasks assigned to you will be a perfect fit for your innate skills. Where there is disruption, there will be stillness, once existed. This will make it very evident to you, my child, that you are traveling exactly down the path I have always planned for you, rather than being lost. You will discover that what initially appeared to be a completely new beginning is actually a gateway to profound abundance. The connections, the food, the wisdom, and the chances. These will not happen by accident. Rather, they will be an unmistakable indication that you are genuinely engaging what is meant for you and are no longer looking for what may be. These wonderful things were preserved for you, my darling, and not only for your happiness, but so that you may give them wise care. You could have claimed them as your own triumphs if they had been shown to you sooner. However, you will suddenly see them as sacred obligations. You will realize that all you have been given is a part of something far greater than your own tranquility. It will undoubtedly have a broad effect. For this reason, your path required unwavering resolve, because what you can now accept was before out of your grasp. You have shown yourself to be valuable. You are now whole. You are now officially declared ready. Thus, my darling, confidently enter this new era, not as someone just getting started, but as someone completely healed. This is not only a reward, it is the culmination of all the actions that have brought you to this very moment. Every breath had a purpose. There was a cause for every tear of grief. That you were not intended to be diminished by the path you have traveled, my child. Its real function was to lead you right here and now. My everlasting design has always included you. All you needed was room to develop into the person you were destined to be. Your spirit is ready now, my darling, and the path you were looking for is becoming evident. You are starting to see what is really valuable, my dear. What stays with you through difficult times is always linked to your true purpose in life. You will eventually realize that nothing really important ever left. only that which had a transitory function. I let an emptiness emerge to prepare your hands for something finer from me, rather than to leave you naked. Indeed, it may initially seem like a piece of you has disappeared. You could feel that something you cared about has disappeared, but that won't stop you, my kid. Rather, it will complete you. It will release you. Giving you little bursts of happiness is not my goal. I provide nothing less than wholeness. I provide profound and enduring satisfaction. I will not permit your true purpose to be postponed by anything that appears correct, but does not respect the deep truth I have placed inside you. I refrained from doing what would have taken up your time without any real benefit. I stopped anything that would have diminished your true mission. What would have prevented you from gaining important information, I held motionless. You would have been distracted by some links. Other options had a nice appearance but no real substance. You may have been praised by the public. However, I didn't really approve of it. I protected you from alluring distractions that would have diminished the true worth of your life's gift. I was settling you deeper inside yourself, while others sought fleeting benefits. I was strengthening your inner strength. I was strengthening your will to endure. The good I have in store for you, my darling, extends beyond your own life. Its benefit will flow through you and impact innumerable people for eternity. This new beginning required room to grow and settle, so I eliminated what was lacking. I put things that didn't belong there. I put a stop to what you clung to out of habit. I approach now that your path is clear. I'm not only offering a transaction for what's left. It's not only a nostalgia for the past, changed in shape. It is a sincere present that comes straight from my heart. A sense of fulfillment that comes from your innermost self and will feel like home. You'll realize the true power of stillness. You'll notice a shift from relentlessly trying to just soaking it all in. You won't need to pursue its deliciousness in a hurry. When you let go, it will find you. It will make itself known in a way that validates all of your unspoken truths. You won't have to force it, even if you have serious doubts about it, or wonder if it's real. You will just be able to identify it. You'll notice that it originates with me. When I put anything off for a time, my kid, I always bring something bigger to take its place. The next favor I do for you will fit flawlessly, show up just when you need it, and be so obviously real that it will make up for every tear you cried over what seemed to be lacking. There were times when you felt as though you were passing through empty expanses, days when your sole objective was to continue going forward without caving in to confusion. You didn't understand it at the time, my darling, but those times had great significance. They were silent struggles that revealed your faith in me, your unwavering determination, your integrity, and your modesty. Nobody else saw you. Nobody complimented you. But I witnessed every quiet triumph. I saw you chose compassion when it would have been simpler to be harsh. The insight I have given you today, my dear, is a gift for many journeys, not just your own. Let this reality sink in, deep inside your soul, turning into the solid ground you walk on. Now join me in this holy task. I want to start by asking you to walk every day with those that truly embody my light. They are the faithful who make the daily decision to live according to my truth. Come work for this unwavering firm. Then beam your light brightly for other people. Send a message to 3 people you know are looking for what you've discovered. Just share what I've poured into you to spread this light. Your readiness to share this knowledge paves the way for their liberation. Lastly, declare this fact in order to cement this truth into your being. I believe. Say these words, allowing their force to reverberate through your soul and validate my vow to you. Every new task is guided by my unwavering presence with you, my dear. We only rely on donations from viewers. Please scan the QR code or view the pinned remark to help us spread the gospel. May you be blessed.